Right. Okay. First candidate is ready. Bhavya.
Yes, sir.
ఎంత నెంబరు భవ్యది?
66.
Hmm? Co-host. ఉంది కదా? Bhavya,
Yes, sir.
you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We start presenting the case.
Okay, sir. A 60-year-old male patient presents with epigastric pain of 8 months duration, fullness of stomach for 6 months, and vomiting since 10 days. The present history started as pain abdomen in the epigastric region 8 months back and is of dull aching type. Food is aggravating the pain. There are no relieving factors. No history of radiation or referred pain. For the last 6 months, he is feeling fullness of stomach. Subsequently, there is loss of appetite and weight loss. Since 15 days, he is vomiting undigested food without any bile, and his pain is not relieved by vomiting.
Yeah. Next.
There is no history of hematemesis, melena, or jaundice. He is constipated. His micturition is normal. There are no chest or skeletal symptoms. There is no history of fever. There is no similar complaint in the past. No history of surgery or tuberculosis. Patient is a smoker and alcoholic and takes fried and pickled food regularly. His father died of GI cancer.
Yeah. Now, so what does the history suggest you? What is the most probable, likely?
Carcinoma of stomach.
Why do you think so?
60-year-old male patient with epigastric pain.
So 60 years old means
Aged, old patient.
video point. Huh? Yes. So age factor.
Yes, sir.
Stomach is common in which age?
Sir,
Carcinoma stomach is common in which age?
old age.
Old age. Good. Okay. Then yeah, old age. Yeah. Then epigastric region suggests what? Epigastric region also suggests
Stomach.
what are
Pain in the stomach.
organs which you will think of in epigastric region.
Stomach. Transverse colon.
Yeah. Then is the retroperitoneal organ there?
Pancreas.
Pancreas, isn't it? So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Then here, fullness of stomach. Is it in favor of carcinoma stomach or not?
Yes, sir.
Fullness of stomach also. Why there is fullness of stomach in carcinoma stomach?
Gastric outlet obstruction.
Huh?
Gastric outlet obstruction.
Obstruction will, what will be the symptom of gastric outlet obstruction?
Vomiting.
Then fullness of
Dysphagia.
stomach need not be due to gastric. So fullness means because some of the space is occupied by the growth.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And
Okay.
not only that, the muscles also get infiltrated with the tumor.
Tumor.
So there is fullness or early satiety. It is called technically as early satiety.
Okay, sir.
Patient will give typically that sir, previously I used to eat more quantity, now I am unable to eat that much quantity. That is the history. Yeah. Then vomiting is of some disturbance. Bhavya? You are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vomiting suggests what now?
Gastric outlet obstruction due to gastric outlet.
Need not be always, but usually vomiting signifies some obstruction, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Uh, this gastric outlet obstruction is due to which growth? Growth at what level?
Pyloric.
Pyloric. So, which site is common for carcinoma stomach?
Prepyloric and pyloric region.
Prepyloric and
In
pyloric.
pyloric region.
Suppose there is obstruction in the upper part, then what will be the symptom? Upper part of the stomach.
Dysphagia.
Dysphagia, good. So, because suppose it is nearer to gastroesophageal junction, then that is blocked, and then the symptom will not be vomiting because the food is not entering. So that will be the symptom, dysphagia. Okay, dull aching, and this food is aggravating pain. Which conditions food will aggravate the pain?
Peptic ulcers.
Which peptic ulcer? Peptic ulcer
Gas,
where?
gastric ulcer.
Gastric ulcer, isn't it?
Yes.
Whereas duodenal ulcer, what will happen?
Pain relieves by taking food.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And so food is both ways it will act. And in case of growths, it is definitely food will aggravate because the contents of the food will irritate the local mucosa that is affected by the growth. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are no relieving factors is very, very important because only in
Malignant.
malignancy good. There will be no relieving factors. Hmm? Why this history is asked? No history of radiation. Why? What is kept in our mind when we ask this history?
Yes. In other diseases, gallbladder disease, the
Yeah.
pain is radiated to the right shoulder.
Okay. Stomach. Suppose there is either gastric ulcer or carcinoma stomach. For that matter, there is no radiation.
Radiated to back, sir.
Why?
If pancreas is involved,
Very good, very good. So pancreas is, suppose it is infiltrated, then there will be pain the back.
back.
Okay, referred pain. What about this referred pain? Why should we ask for referred pain? Hmm? Refer to which place?
Gallbladder disease,
Gallbladder disease. Okay. What is the reason for this referred pain? Hmm? Reason for referred pain. Yes. So that particular somatic segment is affected. Hmm?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So in stomach to be 4 4 same nerve cell. Correct. So in stomach there should be referred pain means it should be irritating the diaphragm, isn't it? Hmm? Then only there will be referred pain. Otherwise there is. So loss of appetite, loss of weight. This is suggestive of what?
Since the pain is increased by taking food, he
Yes.
takes less food.
Is
So weight loss.
less food is so that's why less quantity, less quality, no protein, nothing there. So he is
Weight
losing weight. There is another one that is very significant. So that is secondaries in the liver will also produce same scenario. Hmm? appetite and weight loss. So already we have discussed about vomiting. Vomiting undigested food means where is the level of obstruction?
At the level of stomach.
Stomach only, isn't it? Otherwise it would have been partially digested. So whatever he is eating is vomiting. And without any bile, is this significant?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Obstruction is at the level of stomach, so non-bilious vomiting.
Why? For that, you should know the insertion of common bile duct,
Bile duct. Yes, sir.
isn't it? It is
Yes.
inserted there, distal,
Duodenum.
distal to the,
Stomach.
yes, in which part of the duodenum?
First part.
First part. Your colleagues have given the answer 47164494. So it is second part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
75 also. So I was telling you all, so that the common bile duct will get inserted on the medial aspect, that is so-called C loop. It's called as C loop of duodenum. So like this, and the common bile duct will be infraduodenal, produodenal, supraduodenal. Okay. So it will be inserted. So it gets inserted from the also, isn't it? So this is called the cross section of duodenum. Yeah. Now, suppose the patient says he is having coffee ground color. What do you suspect? Coffee ground color. What do you suspect?
Hematemesis.
Yes, because of acid hematine. Isn't it? Another feature is pain is not relieved by vomiting. It's also very, very important. In benign gastric ulcer, there is relief after vomiting. Whereas in malignant ulcers, there is no relief. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So all these symptoms are very, very important and they are pointing towards what diagnosis?
Carcinoma of stomach.
Yes. Now, so there is history of symptoms and lean. Just now we were discussing, isn't it? Melina
Yes, sir.
may be there in the ulcers.
Yes, sir.
It may be benign or malignant both. Then why we have asked about jaundice? What is the significance of jaundice in this case? You said this is carcinoma stomach. How can carcinoma stomach produce jaundice? Can it produce?
Obstruction to the common bile duct.
How CBD is obstructed in the stomach? What is the, see, I have just drawn the diagram, isn't it? Total is, stomach is here. So this is liver. So this is liver. And this is stomach. Isn't it? So stomach is here. CBD is here. How can it get obstructed? It's not duodenal or pancreatic carcinoma for obstruction to be there. Because pancreas is here. Duodenum is here. Infiltration of
bile duct.
no, that is not the answer. Of course, PG question, not for you. So he has answered the reason. Yeah. Good. So 4447143 lymphadenopathy metastasis at the sub, it is not subhepatic, it is the portahepatis. Good, 41 has answered that. So carcinoma can spread by lymphatics, suprapyloric, that will go to these portal lymph nodes here, and then they can block the CBD. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's why, and this need to be asked, but it is very, very late, very late symptom. There is jaundice in CS means it is almost end stage.
Yes, sir.
Constipated naturally because
Obstructions.
obstruction, and also is not taking much food, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So here, if you have seen carefully, we have asked what system symptoms first of all, or at least which system symptoms patient is giving to you.
GI.
GIT, isn't it?
Yes,
After
sir.
GIT, what system you have to be? You have to ask.
Chest and
Chesta. ఏముంది?
urinary symptoms, sir.
Urinary or GUT, genitourinary. Good.
Yes.
Then you have to go for other systems like chest. Of course, we don't typically ask respiratory, CVS like that. So chest region.
Yes.
Chest region, there may be secondaries. So what will be the symptoms if there are secondaries?
Pleural effusion, cough,
Huh? No,
cough and
cough and
pleural effusion, breathlessness.
breathlessness is more important. Skeletal, very rare, of course. Why we should ask fever, history of fever?
In peptic ulcers, there will be fever.
There is fever in peptic ulcer. There is no fever in peptic ulcer. In inflammation, there may be fever. In malignancy, some tumor pyrexia is there. Tumor pyrexia. So circulating
Yes,
pyre
sir.
will be there. So can you tell me if you malignancies where there is fever? Malignancies with fever. Infections, of course, you can have. So intra-abdominal abscess can present with fever, whereas malignancy, yeah. So only one answer I got. Rest are all. So 4-4, yes, lymphomas is correct. I'm asking about what is this AML? AML means leukemia, huh? Okay. Leukemia, lymphomas, that's okay, but they are expected. Whereas I'm asking about other organs whose malignancy there is. So recently this organ RCC, good. So renal cell carcinoma, 143, good. One of the symptom is pyrexia. Then yes, HCC. HCC may not have, okay. I will give that 16. And stomach itself can have fever. Okay, right. So no similar complaint in past. Why did you ask this symptom, Bhavya?
Recurrence, sir.
Recurrence of what?
Recurrence of
Recurrence of previously what disease was there? Now what disease? So, so previously CS stomach, again now presenting with CS stomach, that is one possibility, but more than that, it may be some peptic ulcer.
ulcer.
Okay, peptic ulcer, there is, yes. Gastric ulcer to carcinoma, also, previously it used to be thought like that, but now what we think is you have failed to diagnose the carcinoma stomach in gastric ulcer stage. So that's what we think now. So it is Yeah, chronic, correct, 6-3. Chronic gastritis also can turn into malignancy, isn't it? So in the risk factors for carcinoma stomach, you know that previous history of H. pylori infection, so
Yes, sir.
atrophic gastritis, pernicious anemia, all these things will be there. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, gastric polyps also, correct. Now, no history of surgery also. This is also, I told you while I was telling about peptic ulcer that when we do gastrectomy or gastrojejunostomy, you are creating a stoma between the stomach and the jejunum. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that is very much prone for malignancy. So previous history of peptic ulcer surgery is you have to take because previously it might have been a benign ulcer, but after you have done GJ, it has turned into stomal carcinoma or stump carcinoma. If it is stump, it is called a stump carcinoma. If you have done gastrectomy, then it is stump carcinoma. Whereas you have done GJ, the stoma of the GJ can get malignant transformation. Not only that, as you said earlier, carcinoma stomach previously operated, now it has recurred. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I have asked about tuberculosis. The significance of tuberculosis in epigastric mass.
Tuberculosis of stomach, maybe. Yes, sir.
Tuberculosis of stomach is very rare. Which organ is commonly affected in tuberculosis? GI.
Lungs.
Hmm?
Yes. Ileocolic tuberculosis.
Yes. Ileocecal, we call it as ileocecal. Yeah,
Yes,
lymph
sir.
node also is there, but lymph node presenting as epigastric mass is rare. So just now you were telling the structures in the epigastrium, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes, sir.
What did you say?
Transverse colon, pancreas,
What is attached to transfer colon?
om- omentum,
Yes, good.
omentum,
Itumentum, it is called as. Itumentum, it is called as.
greater
Omentum,
omentum.
greater omentum, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, 7-4. You are correct. So, great momentum. No, great momentum can be affected by tuberculosis and
Yes,
it
sir.
assume a shape. What is that shape? Can anybody tell me? It is called as so and so. So and so momentum, it is called as tuberculosis of the great momentum. Bhavya, do you cook in your house?
No, sir.
No. What is this? I say, huh? At least, your mother is cooking. Yeah. Answer I got. Good. Uh, you eat chapatis or not?
Yes, sir.
With how do they prepare that shape of the chapati? With what equipment they do it? What this? Huh? Spindle shape. It's not spindle. I asked for the thing that is with which we press the dough into that chapati shape. What is that? At least in Telugu. You are Telugu or not, Bhavya?
Yes, sir. Telugu.
మరి తెలుగు అయితే చెప్పు ఏంటి దేంతో చేస్తారు దేంతో వత్తుతారమ్మా
I,
డైరెక్ట్లీ చేత్తో చేసేస్తారా
ah,
మాన్యువల్ కాదు దానికి ఇది ఒకటి ఉంటుంది ఐ షో యూ దట్ Then you will know. So it is like this. చాలా joke. Since you are not, I believe, you don't know about this. If you are married, then you will know that shape and that uses. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yes, he wants to use. Uh, so that is the roller. Okay. That is usually wooden one. It will this momentum will assume that shape.
Yes, sir.
So this 2 6 has given that answer correctly. Hold up momentum. So the answer is momentum. Hold up like this. Okay. So like so it is turned. Uh, so momentum will be rolled up, just like a carpet. How we roll, momentum also gets rolled up. So that is the cause for epigastric mass in the tuberculosis. Rolled up momentum. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what are these symptoms? These things, the habits: smoker, alcoholic, fried food, pickled food.
Risk factors.
Risk factors.
Mm.
Why pickled food is risk factor?
Salted food.
Salted, yes. Salt. You use more salt in pickled food, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Salt is the one, yeah. 3, correct. So, salted food, fried food, where there are more nitrosamines.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? What is the answer for this? How do we prevent this pickling? Instead of pickling, what you can do? Yeah, fridges, correct. 3, yes. Now, another history that is giving is father died of GI cancer. Is it significant or not?
Yes, sir.
So it is also familial.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So overall, thing is most probably a case of yes
Carcinoma of stomach.
stomach because of the symptoms in the epigastric region, the symptoms of upper GI system, and also the food habits.
Yes,
Only
sir.
simple carcinoma stomach or some other diagnosis you want to add? Carcinoma stomach with
Outlet obstructions.
gastric.
Gastric outlet obstruction.
That's good. Okay. Thank you. Next,
Thank you, sir.
uh, we'll move to Komali. Komali, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Now start with general survey.
Patient is moderately built and ill-nourished. Signs of pallor and dehydration are present. There is no jaundice, clubbing or cyanosis. His vital data: pulse 86 per minute, BP 110 by 70 mm of Hg. Temperature is normal and respiration are 15 per minute.
Hmm.
Local examination of abdomen. On inspection, upper part of abdomen is distended. All regions are moving equally with respiration. There is an irregular mass of 10 into 6 centimeter size in the epigastrium,
So
extending to
that
the
is
right
just
hypochondrium.
wait. We will show the mass to all the people. So that is the mass you are describing, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
there is a mass in the epigastric region. It is transversely placed and it is extending to the right hypochondrium,
Hypochondrium.
isn't it? So all borders are seen here. Okay, now you again. So there is an irregular mass. Let's start.
Of 10 into 6 centimeter size in the epigastrium, extending to the right hypochondrium. Surface is nodular and all borders are visible.
Hmm.
It is moving with respiration. There are no pulsations. There is visible gastric peristalsis.
Yeah.
Umbilicus is shifted down and everted. There is no mass. There are no engorged veins. Hernial sites and external genitalia are normal. Left supraclavicular fossa is normal.
Hmm. So that is the mass. Next, so here patient is ill nourished. Why it is so?
Because of vomit, carcinoma,
Carcinoma produces what? So what is the term we use for carcinoma producing
cachexia.
cachexia? Good. So only yesterday we were discussing about cachexia, isn't it? Esophagus, stomach, they will produce cachexia. So that's why he is ill nourished. There is pallor also. So carcinoma stomach patients are what?
Ill-nourished.
That is okay. Pallor means,
Anemia.
so most of the patients of carcinoma are anemic, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, then dehydration. Why is there dehydration in this patient?
Because of vomiting, sir.
Vomiting, isn't it? There is gastric outlet
Obstruction.
obstruction. Good. So 6-3 is actively participating. Good. Now, next, there is no jaundice. Just now we were discussing about jaundice, but it is very rare for jaundice to appear in carcinoma stomach. Which organ secondaries? Which organ there will be jaundice mainly?
Liver,
Liver and
gallbladder.
gallbladder and just now I told you that's also epigastrium mass. Of course, it is rarely palpable.
Pancreas.
Pancreas, good. So there is no jaundice, clubbing or cyanosis. Vital data is almost normal. Only thing is slight less BP.
Yes,
Then inspection, there is upper abdominal distension because of what? There is upper abdominal distension. 22nd.
Because of mass.
Next week.
Because of obstruction.
Because of
Obstruction.
obstruction, there is
Abdominal
stomach distension is there, mass is there, so there is distension. Then irregular mass in the epigastrium extending to right hypochondrium. Which mass? Usually, with this history,
stomach.
stomach,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
Then surface is need not be nodular, it may be irregular usually. Is this fact important, Amma? All borders are visible. Is it important or not?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because
In which conditions you may not see the all borders?
retroperitoneal.
Retroperitoneum borders may not be seen properly. That is okay, but local another organ borders are not seen. All borders are not seen.
Liver.
Liver, good, isn't it? So liver, you may not see the upper border. Not you won't see the upper border. Whereas here you are able to see means this is most probably stomach rather than liver, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now it is moving with respiration. Is it significant or not?
Yes, sir.
Right?
From if it is from organs, it will move with respiration.
With what organs it will move with respiration?
Stomach, spleen.
Yeah. In other words, what organs they are called as? Yeah. 9-4, you are correct. So they are intraperitoneal, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me one mass which is there in the epigastrium but doesn't move with respiration? Yes.
Pancreas.
Pancreas. What mass from pancreas? Good, you are correct. So 2-6 has answered it. 1-4-0, 1-6, 7-4 all
And
are answered.
pseudocyst.
7-8 also. Yes, good. Pseudocyst of pancreas. Because it is retroperitoneal, it will not move with respiration. So
Respiration.
here, one of the close differential diagnosis for stomach is pseudocyst.
Yes, sir.
So it is moving. This is moving means this is stomach rather than the pseudocyst. Then why did you look for pulsations in epigastric region? What masses will pulsate in epigastric region?
Aneurysms.
Aneurysm. Which aneurysms?
Uh,
Which are trianeurysms?
Aorta.
Aorta.
Abdominal aorta.
Yes. So 6374 also answered abdominal aorta in the epigastric region. Then there is visible gastric peristalsis. What do you mean by this visible gastric peristalsis?
It is seen if pylorus is obstructed.
Pylorus is obstructed, then you will see. But what is it? What is this visible gastric peristalsis? So your earlier colleague said there is gastric outlet obstruction. That's why there is visible gastric peristalsis. But when do you say it is visible gastric peristalsis? How will be the peristaltic wave? Where will it start? Where will it end? Yes. Peristalsis is seen on inspection, left costal. Yeah. So starts in the
Left costal margin to right.
right costal, but that is seen only in duodenal stenosis. So that is the difference between visible gastric peristalsis of carcinoma stomach and duodenal stenosis. I think I have explained that in my earlier class. So here, the stomach is like this, and it will end here for duodenum to start. So suppose the duodenum is obstructed here. So the wave will be like this. From right costal, epigastrium, left costal, epigastrium, left costal, right costal. Whereas suppose growth is here, it will be only just crossing the midline, that's all. It may not reach the right costal margin. Of course, it depends on the growth. The size of the growth is also important, but so it will be a wave-like pattern from left costal to the right costal margin. Okay, that is the visible gastric peristalsis. So umbilicus is shifted because growth is there in the epigastrium. Umbilicus will get shifted down. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right to left transverse colon, correct? 7-4. Yeah. Now, then there is no mass at the umbilicus. When do you expect mass at the umbilicus? What do you call that mass at umbilicus? In this case, suppose there is, yes,
Mr. Mary Joseph nodule.
very good. So that is due to secondaries at the umbilicus. So do you know how umbilicus secondaries can come? Via what? It can come. So a long route is there. We'll discuss that in next slides. So there are no engorged veins, then hernial, all these things. So supraclavicular fossa is normal. Why did you say that? Yeah, diaphragm lymph.
Or enlarged lymph nodes.
What do you call enlarged lymph node there?
Troisier sign.
Troisier sign, not Troisier. Troisier. Troisier sign. Yeah. So all of you who have answered Verscho's are correct. So it is Verscho's lymph node. So this Verscho's lymph node is there in the left supraclavicular region. Can you explain how left supraclavicular lymph node can get enlarged in case of carcinoma stomach? What is the root? So anybody is there to explain me the reason for left supraclavicular lymph node enlargement? It's fairly long route is there. Thoracic, what is this thoracic? So I'll tell you. So lymphatics drain through what vessel, Amma? Thoracic duct, isn't it? So thoracic duct, before it becomes thoracic duct, it is called as what? Some sac is there. Yeah, 1, 4, 3, correct. Now, so there is here along with aorta, of course, aorta is to some extent right side, like the left side. So here along with this, there is what is called as cisterna chyli. So, of course, so from there, it will become a thoracic duct. Okay. Now this thoracic duct will open at what place? Okay, joining. Suppose this is nectar. There is internal jugular vein like this. Then there is subclavian vein like this. Left subclavian vein. Both of them join to form the innominate vein. Left innominate vein. So this thoracic duct will join here at the junction of left internal jugular vein and left subclavian vein. At that junction, of course, there are certain lymph nodes, supraclavicular lymph nodes draining into the thoracic duct directly. Suppose this thoracic duct here, it gets blocked, completely blocked. Then what will happen to the tumor cells? They will go into the supraclavicular lymph nodes, retrograde. So retrograde spread to the supraclavicular lymph nodes. That is the reason. But by the stage, there is left supraclavicular lymph node means it is an advanced case of carcinoma stomach. Okay?
Yes,
right. Thank you, Kamali.
thank you, sir.
We'll go to Satvika, who will start with palpation. Yeah. Yes.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah, please.
On palpation, there is no guarding or rigidity. A hard, irregular, non-tender lump of 10 into 6 centimeter size is felt in the epigastrium, extending to the right hypochondrium. Fingers can be insinuated between the right coxal margin and the lump. The surface is nodular and all the borders are felt. It is hard in consistency and moving with respiration. It is mobile both vertically and horizontally. On leg rising test, it is disappearing and is falling forward on the knee elbow position. No pulsations are felt. There is no hepatosplenomegaly or any other masses. Hernial sides, external genitalia, and left supraclavicular fossa are normal.
Hmm.
The lump is resonant on percussion. Liver dullness is normal. Both renal angles are resonant. There is no shifting dullness. Succession splash is shared. Bowel sounds are normal. Chest examination and spine and cranium are normal. PR not done.
Yeah. Now, with these findings, so you are confirming most of the signs, isn't it? So why you have said there is no guarding and rigidity? Means
Means no inflammation.
no peritonitis,
It is, yes, sir.
isn't it? So this is not an acute case.
Yes, sir.
Though we give a chronic case, it is customary to say there is no guarding and rigidity.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Then,
sir.
so the mass is hard, irregular,
Irregular,
non-tender
non-tender.
in the epigastric region. What
Yes,
are hard, irregular, non-tender masses in epigastrium? You tell me. What masses will be hard, irregular, non-tender in the epigastrium? Hmm? 1, 2, 3, you tell me.
Carcinoma of stomach,
Very good. Carcinoma, stomach. Next.
pancreas,
Huh?
pancreas,
Pancreas is rarely palpable. Okay, I will give you that. But pancreatic masses, if they are palpable, means it is almost end stage. Yeah. Then
transverse colon,
transverse colon. Very good. Next.
diverticulitis,
No, diverticulitis will not be hard. This is hard and irregular.
okay.
The other structure which you have, great structure there, which you have missed completely. I have drawn also there earlier. So don't exclude liver from the picture. Liver is here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is traveling the epigastric region. Suppose there is mass here. So
Okay.
2-6 has given that answer. Good. Now, there is another retroperitoneal mass, which is, momentum 16. You may be correct, but usually it is formed, not hard, but of course, it need not be. Okay. Momentum also, rolled up momentum, but usually it is formed. Yeah. Another retroperitoneal structure which you have not bothered. Yeah. Good. 60 has answered it. Correct. So, I will give you a tip, Amma. So, Tatvika,
Sir,
suppose this male patient, I am giving you a tip. Male patient,
okay.
the growth in the right testis. Can you expect epigastric mass in this patient or not? Huh? If yes, what is it?
Secondaries,
Secondaries were good, very good. Secondaries in the epigastric means what are they called as? Secondaries in what structures? Secondaries in
periumbilical,
huh? Secondaries.
periumbilical,
No. Secondaries Yeah, 7-4 is correct. So it is lymph node. Lymph nodes are there here, isn't it? They are called as what lymph nodes, Amma? Because aorta is here.
Okay.
What are they called as? Lymph nodes around the aorta.
Pre-aortic.
Pre-para.
Para-aortic.
So, carcinoma testis can spread to para-aortic lymph nodes.
Okay.
Right? Not okay. Why they spread? Why they should spread to para-aortic lymph nodes? As if there are no lymph nodes, why in between? There are inguinal, there are external iliac, there are internal iliac, there are common iliac, lumbar, leaving all those lymph nodes. Why carcinoma testis lymph nodes reach para-aortic lymph nodes? Yeah, good. So, testicular vein will drain into IVC. Yeah, 2-6, you are asking cystadenoma. Cystadenoma of what? Pancreas, you mean to say? 2-6. You are asking, can cystadenoma will be, what is that question? Cystadenoma will be, yeah, pancreatic cystadenoma. It is very rare, first of all, then it will not be palpable in the epigastric region. Yes. Now, what is the reason? So one person has given vague answer, but okay, I will give it to him. Him or her, I don't know. So 7-4 is the one who has given. But what is the, no, common iliac is wrong. Yeah, what is the blood supply of testis, Amma? Satvika? Testis, it's blood supply from what artery? Testicular artery.
Testicular artery.
So it's a branch of artery of vas. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చాయి బాబు artery of vas? Yes, testicular artery is a branch of aorta.
Aorta, sir.
Then similarly,
Abdomen.
testicular vein will drain into right testicular vein will join the inferior vena cava. So the blood supply is from the aorta and inferior vena cava. So the lymph nodes also travel along the blood supply and they are at the pre-aortic level. That's why you should always see whenever the patient, irrespective whether right or left testis carcinoma you are suspecting, you should palpate the epigastric region for lymph nodes. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So now is between right costal margin. So next is fingers can be insinuated. Why this examination? What is the significance of this examination?
Upper border can be felt.
Upper border felt one. In what cases upper border cannot be felt?
Liver
Liver,
carcinoma.
isn't it? Need not be carcinoma. Any
Yes,
liver
sir.
lump you cannot feel upper border. That's why you cannot insinuate fingers into the upper border, isn't it? Right. Next, surface is okay. All borders are felt is also very, very important. In liver, we may not feel the right border. The upper border you cannot feel in liver. Hard in consistency, just now we have mentioned. Moving with respiration is signifies what?
Intra-abdominal mass.
One is intra-abdominal, ఇంకా specific ఉండాలి. Intra-abdominal అన్ని మనం
Intraperitoneal.
Intraperitoneal, good. So intraperitoneal, then and also that it is moving means it is next point. Okay, it is intraperitoneal. It is both mobile vertically and horizontally. What does it signify? Mobile vertically and horizontally signifies what? Hmm? So that means it is not a fixed mass. Okay.
Yes, sir.
No fixity. Good. Not infiltrating. 6, 3 and 7, 4. You are correct. Yes. It's not moving. It is, if it is not moving means it is fixed to the underlying structure. What is the underlying structure there for this case? Hmm? Emma,
Pancreas, sir.
good. Pancreas, isn't it? So, it is not fixed to pancreas. Then, so leg raising, of course, just now you told me, and falling forwards also means it is intra.
Peritoneal.
Yes, no pulsations also. Why you should see hepatomegaly in this case?
Any
Hmm.
secondaries over
Secondaries
liver.
in the liver. Good, good. Or any masses also. What are the other masses you expect in this case? Good.
Iris nodule, left
Uh,
capillary node.
that is for other regions, whereas in the stomach, not stomach, abdomen.
Krukenberg tumor.
Very good. But that is in females, isn't it? And in females also, at the age of 60, there won't be any Krukenberg tumors.
Sister Mary Joseph nodule.
Okay, that is good. That is one. Good. Any other masses means usually lymph nodes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Left
Left
supraclavicular lymph
supraclavicular
node.
also normal means you have palpated there. Where do you palpate for left supraclavicular lymph node?
Mhm.
Hmm? So in the neck, what is that muscle there?
Between heads of sternocleidomastoid.
Very good, very good. So so there is, this is the sternal head of
Yes.
left sternocleidomastoid. This is clavicular head of sternocleidomastoid. So here, so this is clavicle. So here you have to feel for the left supraclavicular lymph node, right? Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is your diagnosis now at this stage?
Carcinoma of stomach, sir.
Stomach with
Gastric outlet obstruction.
what is the other one that is there? So here there is succussion splash, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Succussion splash signifies that the stomach is distended.
Fluid extensive
Distended,
fluid present.
distended with fluid, and the fluid is not going out
Yes.
distally. So percussion, why it is resonant? Stomach percussion,
Hollow viscous.
hollow viscous. Good. So renal angles are also normal. There is no shifting dullness. What does it mean?
No ascites, sir.
No ascites. Good. Okay. So suppose I do PR. What I
Yes.
look for in this patient?
Pelvic metastasis in pouch of Douglas or
Huh?
retro
In patient male or female?
male.
Your pouch of Douglas.
Retrovesical pouch.
Yes. Ectovesical. Suppose there is a mass there. What do you call it?
Blummer shelf.
Very nice. Very nice. Good. So this is only carcinoma stomach with gastric outlet obstruction with no secondaries in the liver, isn't
Liver.
it? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Plummer shelf. Good. 14 and 7 4 are also answered it. Good. So that is it. Thank you, Amma. We will next move
you,
to
sir.
Arun Teja.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Most probable diagnosis carcinoma stomach with gastric outlet obstructions.
Yes.
Reasons pain in epigastrium, loss of appetite and weight and vomiting. Signs of dehydration, lump is occupying the epigastrium and is moving with respiration.
Yeah.
All waters are felt. Fingers insinuable, resonant to percussion,
Yeah.
intra-abdominal and intraperitoneal. Visible gastric peristalsis,
Yes.
succession splash are
Succession.
suggestive of a gastric outlet obstruction.
So what are the points in favor of stomach here? You tell me one by one. You, whenever you are asked to substantiate, you should start from history always. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what are the points in history to say that this is stomach?
Pain in epigastriums.
Pain in the epigastric region.
Yes.
What is the next findings that are in favor?
Loss of appetite and weight, sir. Vomiting.
Vomiting also upper GI vomiting, isn't it?
Yes,
You heard
yes.
your colleague telling that it is not having any bile.
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
What about the mass? Why it is stomach? What is the plane of this mass?
Occupying in epigastriums.
No, plane of the mass.
Intra-abdominal and intraperitoneal. Abdominal and yes.
So intra-abdominal, intraperitoneal means which organ you have excluded here? Epigastric. Which epigastric organ you have excluded here? Or organs? What organs you have excluded?
Pancreas, sir.
Pancreas one. Behind that, what are the other organs?
Transverse colon.
Transverse colon is intraperitoneal only. Behind that, Anna, pancreas ki behind em unnai. Great vessels are there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So aortic lumps you have excluded. Similarly, aorta, surrounding aorta, just now I was drawing a diagram.
Yes, sir.
I am abhi. Aorta chuttu unnadi.
Para-aortic lymph nodes.
Yes. So you have excluded three structures there.
Yes,
One is
sir.
pancreas, another is aorta, next is para-aortic lymph nodes you have excluded. Still one diagnosis is there, that is transverse colon. How to exclude transverse colon in this case? What is the history? Is it
Gastric pulsations.
upper GA or lower
Sir?
GA? History is
Upper-
suggest
Upper GA.
upper GA. So upper GA history is pain and vomiting.
Yes,
Is
sir.
upper GA.
Yes.
And what about the peristalsis? It is gastric.
Yes,
So
sir.
gastric, it will start from which place to which place?
Sir.
Gastric peristalsis. How it will start? How will it end?
Left costal margin to epigastric region.
Yes. Yes. Whereas transverse colon, it will be reverse.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
that's why you think this is stomach.
Yes, sir. Stomach.
Yeah. So with the gastric outlet obstruction, what are the points to say that it is gastric outlet obstruction? Again, repeat.
Gastric peristalsis, sir.
And
Suction splash, sir.
yeah. How do you do suction splash? Do you know?
No,
How do you do? You don't know.
Yes.
So suction splash is just like coconut water.
Yes.
You hear coconut water or not?
No, sir.
Yeah. Coconut water, there is water, na? How do you
Yes,
test that there is water?
by
What do you do?
shaking,
Huh?
shaking
Shaking the coconut, isn't it? Similarly,
Yes.
here also you have to shake the patient
Yes, sir.
by putting your ear or step there in the epigastric region.
Yes, sir.
Shake the patient so that if you hear sounds means it is suction splash. But the precondition is the patient should not take water
Yes. Yes, sir.
beforehand, because water usually in 2 to 3 hours it will disappear from the stomach.
Yes, sir.
So after that, still you are hearing the sound means water is staying there in the stomach. That is the significance of gastric outlet obstruction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now next. So,
Jaundice in carcinoma stomach.
hmm,
Infiltration of the growth engulfing the common biliary ducts.
hmm.
Lymph nodes at porta hepatis, sir.
So this is more common rather than the first one. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First one is very common. Lymph nodes at the porta hepatis that can produce jaundice in this case. Here there is jaundice or no jaundice.
No jaundice.
That means there are no lymph nodes at the porta hepatis,
Yes, sir.
or CBD is not compressed.
Yes, sir.
No. So this is what is the pathway for Sister
Sister
Joseph module. How you just read it?
carcinoma stomach to lesser omentum, sir.
Yeah. What is
And
this
there ligament.
lesser omentum? Lesser omentum ante? From where to where lesser omentum is there? Eh?
Sir,
So I was telling you constantly, but you are not able.
stomach lesser curvature to livers.
So stomach to liver, isn't it? Huh?
Yes.
So, okay. So this is liver. So from here to here, not only stomach, even the dural
Yes, sir.
also. So this is called as
Yes,
lesser omentum. So lesser omentum to from stomach growth, it
Like-
will go to lesser omentum.
Yes,
From
sir.
there, it will
Ligamentum teres.
ligament of teres, which is part of what ligament here? That is attached to the umbilicus. That ligament,
Falciform ligaments.
falciform ligament, isn't it? In the
Yes.
falciform ligament, there is ligamentum teres, which is
Yes.
nothing but obliterated umbilical vein.
Yes, sir.
Like this, so from here to ligamentum to liver to via falciform ligament and ligamentum teres here to the umbilicus.
Yes.
There can be a nodule.
Yes.
So with all these findings, so what is our probable diagnosis once again?
Carcinoma stomach with gastric outlet obstruction.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Varun. Now we'll go to Naik,
Yes, yes, sir.
Sigmund Naik. So Sigmund Naik now, yeah, discussion. So this is very, very important here. So this
Sure.
is, what is this? What is this called as?
Staging of gastric cancers.
So what staging it is called as? చెప్పబోతున్నాం.
Sir,
What staging it is?
AJCC.
అదే అది సరేలే, బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏముంది?
Tumors, sir.
ట్యూమర్
Tumor staging, sir.
ట్యూమర్ స్టేజింగ్ అనకూడదు దాన్ని. వాట్ ఆర్ ది క్యాపిటల్స్ హియర్?
T1, sir. T1, T2, T3, T and T4.
అవన్నీ సరే, టీ ఉంది, నెక్స్ట్ ఏముంది?
T, N and M, sir.
టిఎన్ఎం స్టేజింగ్.
Yes, sir.
టిఎన్ఎం స్టేజింగ్.
Staging, sir.
ఏజేసిసి తర్వాత అంత పెద్ద పీజీలకి అయితే ఏజేసిసి,
Sir. Okay,
టిఎన్ఎం
sir.
స్టేజింగ్ అనే చెప్పాలి. ఓకే.
Yes, sir.
What is the staging? This is simplified version for undergraduate level, not more than this is required. So what is this? Yes, read.
T1 tumor invades lamina propria muscularis mucosa or submucosa. T2 invades muscularis or propria. T3 tumor penetrates subserosa. T4 tumor invades serosa or adjacent structures. N1 metastasis in 1 to 2 regional nodes. N2 metastasis 3 to 6 regional nodes. N3 metastasis 7 or more regional nodes.
Yes.
MO no distant metastasis, and M1 distant metastasis. This includes peritoneum and distant lymph nodes.
సో డిస్టెంట్ లింఫ్ నోడ్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏమి మనం ఇప్పుడే చెప్పుకున్నాం.
Yes.
వాట్ ఆర్ ది డిస్టెంట్ లింఫ్ నోడ్స్? జస్ట్ నౌ వి వర్ డిస్కసింగ్.
Sir. Supraclavicular, sir.
Node, isn't it?
Supraclavicular and
So other distant iris nodes, all those things. Okay.
yes, sir.
Even this umbilical also, some people consider it as lymph node.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, so here this T1 is very, very important because that is signifies what carcinoma, early or advanced? T1.
Early, sir.
Yes, early carcinoma. Early carcinoma stomach means it is should be T1 only. If
Yes,
it goes to muscle, it is not early. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this all of you should remember this, because not only in theory, even in practicals, you will be asked about TNM staging of both stomach and breast. These are the two organs which you have to remember, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, so what are these that you are going to read now?
Sir,
What are these?
early invasion of tumors.
Ivi right cardiac, what are these?
Lymph nodes, sir. Lymph nodes, sir.
Yes.
Lymph nodes are around stomach, sir.
So this is Japanese classification of lymph nodes. These are the numbers.
Yes.
What
Yes,
are
sir.
they? Yeah.
First one right cardiac, second one left cardiac, third one lesser curvature, fourth one greater curvature, fifth one suprapyloric, sixth one infrapyloric, seventh one along with gastric A, eighth one common hepatic artery, ninth one celiac, 10th one splenic hilum, 11th one splenic artery, 12th one hepatic, 13th one retropancreatic, 14th one mesenteric root, 15th one middle celiac artery, 16th one para-aortic, and 1 to 6 are N1 nodes, perigastric nodes along curvatures,
Yes.
7 to 11 N2 nodes along the named vessels, 12 to 14 N3 nodes, intraperitoneal nodes, 15 to 16 are N4 nodes.
So this is different from this. This 1 to 2 regional lymph nodes means this is the number of total lymph nodes that are removed or
Yes, sir.
that are involved rather. This 1 to 2 is not equal to this 1 and 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here up to 6th number, see, infrapyloric,
Yes, sir.
they are called as N1. But
Yes, sir.
in carcinoma stomach of the pylorus region, this is not involved.
Yes, sir.
1 and 2 are not involved.
Yes, sir.
Still, you can say only N1 only. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Depends on the height of growth also.
Yes.
So this 1 and 2 are involved only in the upper part of the stomach, not in the lower part of the stomach. Lower part of the stomach usually number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6 are involved.
Yes.
If they are involved, you call it as perigastric lymph nodes,
Yes.
and it is N1. Here it is not the total number of lymph nodes. It is
Yes.
from number 1 to number 6. So all
Yes.
these lymph node groups are given numbers. Now,
Yes,
N2 is from 7. So
7 to
7 is along
7 to 11, sir.
gastric. So named arteries. All these arteries are named, isn't it? Left gastric artery is named.
Yes, sir.
8th is common hepatic.
Yes, sir.
So 9th is celiac plexus. That means it is at the almost aortic level.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. 10th is splenic hilum, sir.
Hilum. And 11th is
11th is splenic artery, sir.
So these suppose are involved beyond this from 7 number to 11 number, if the lymph nodes are involved, still it is early. It's called as N2.
N2, sir.
So up to N2 you can operate, whereas N3 means it is still advanced. It has already reached liver, hepatic.
Yes, sir.
Is what I was talking about. Subhepatic lymph nodes can produce jaundice.
Yes, sir.
So retropancreatic, 13. Mesenteric root, 14.
14.
They are
Middle
involved
celiac.
means it is N3.
N3, sir. Intraperitoneal nodes.
It is advanced. Then further advanced is N4, that is
15 to
paraaortic
16.
and middle colic artery.
Middle colic arteries.
So here we will consider up to N2. Beyond N2, we will not touch that patient. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Only palliative procedure we will give. So once again, I repeat, these are numbers, whereas these are totals. This is if you remove, if 2 lymph nodes are involved, then it is N1 stage.
Yes, sir.
If 6 lymph nodes are involved, it is N2.
N2 stage, sir.
Site. So this is determined by pathologist, not a surgeon.
Sir.
You have resected the stomach specimen and you have sent it to the pathologist. He will say, yes, you have removed some 15 lymph nodes, out of which 7 are 12 in N3. Okay?
Yes, yes, sir.
Right. Now, let us go to the next word also. This is only theory for you. This is very,
Yes,
very important. All of you should by heart this. Okay. At least
sir.
this, if not this. This, if you are okay, you can read this. Otherwise, you should not forget. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Naik. We'll now
Thank you. Yes, yes, sir.
we'll go to Soundarya. Naik, you can mute yourself.
Yes, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
A lot of sounds are there, so you mute. Now we will go to Soundarya. Soundarya, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now you will talk about investigations today. So this is a
Yes, sir.
case of what case? This is, what is our diagnosis?
Gastric cancer due
Yes,
to
cancer with
outlet obstruction.
outlet obstruction, isn't it? So what is the investigation of choice? Yeah, start.
Investigation of choice, upper GI endoscopy, minimum 6 biopsies from different parts of lesion,
Yes.
staging investigations, ultrasound abdomen, organ, extension, liver metastasis, ascites, X-ray chest, pulmonary metastasis,
Yes.
CT abdomen, staging, operability, liver function test, hemogram.
Now why this upper GI endoscopy need to be done in this case?
So, for the direct visualization,
And
to take biopsies.
biopsy. So this is the investigation of choice, which will confirm your diagnosis. So investigations, I always tell, investigations are to be done for 3 purposes. One is confirmation. Next is you want to know the extent and stage of the disease if it is malignant. Third is for
Biopsies.
third. One is confirmation, 2 is extent, 3 is for fitness of the patient for surgery. So here we have given one for confirmation, next for extent of the disease. Next slide we will have the other fitness and all. So GI endoscopy, upper GI endoscopy, you have to tell. So you, for as you said, for direct visualization of the growth, and take minimum 6 biopsies from same lesion only, not elsewhere. Elsewhere at the stomach you are not supposed to touch. Only lesions from lesion, you are supposed to take 6 biopsies. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next is ultrasound. Ultrasound will show you whether your diagnosis of stomach is correct or not. Then it will also tell you
Secondaries.
how much extent liver secondaries are there or not. Ascites is the one which it will pick up.
Yeah.
Okay. Then CT, staging. So suppose liver secondaries are involved, what stage it is?
T2.
Liver is involved. T2 అంటావేంటి? Liver. This is carcinoma stomach. It has spread to liver. What stage is it?
T4.
T4 ఏంటమ్మా? It has spread to other
Advanced.
organ. Huh?
Advanced stage.
ఏంటి చదువు ఇది? ఇక్కడ చదువు. ఇందులో దేనికి ఫిట్ అవుతోంది? Huh?
T4.
T4 is invades serous and adjacent structures. Adjacent structures అంటే liver కాదు. Adjacent structures అంటే pancreas, transverse colon అవి. Liver కి it will not.
M1.
Yes, good.
M1.
M1 distant metastasis కింద వస్తుంది. Liver secondaries is M1.
Okay.
That means it is stage 4. Okay. So irrespective of T staging, N staging, it directly goes to M1. Then it is called as stage 4. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So that's why you are supposed to do both ultrasound and CT for staging. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Similarly, you will know whether it is fixed to the pancreas or not by doing CT. And whether there are any lymph nodes or not.
Okay, sir.
Then operability means, can you remove this growth without harming other structures? That you will know by CT scan.
CT scan.
Why liver function tests when you are doing CT?
So there may be secondaries in the liver.
CT లో తెలీదా?
Only lymph node status is seen in CT, sir.
అదేంటిది? లివర్ కూడా ఇప్పుడే చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా, లివర్ యూ కెన్ డిటెక్ట్ బై సిటీ స్కాన్ అని. యా.
Jaundice is present or not can be tested.
Jaundice is present or not, that is one. So liver function you want to see, but usually with liver secondaries there is no distortion of liver function. Usually. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But it is customary to see liver function tests because you are going to operate this patient. If liver is not good, you cannot operate, isn't it?
Okay,
Then
sir.
why hemogram?
Hemogram.
No, before going to hemogram, is there any test in liver function test that will signify secondaries in the liver? CT might not have shown you. Small secondaries CT cannot show. Less than usually 1 centimeter it will not show. Then what test in liver function test? What are liver function tests? Grossly tell me.
So serum albumin, bilirubin, and prothrombin test.
ఇంకా
Alpha fetoprotein.
ఇంకా అవన్నీ ట్యూమర్ మార్కర్స్ చెప్తున్నాను, అవన్నీ లివర్ ఫంక్షన్ టెస్ట్ లో రావు. లివర్ ఫంక్షన్ టెస్ట్ అంటే అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ సీరం, బిలిరూబిన్ అండ్ ఆల్బుమిన్, వాట్ ఎల్స్?
Phosphatase test.
Yeah, what was that phosphatase?
Alkaline
phosphatase. That is the most important test as far as we are concerned. If there is alkaline phosphatase means raised is there, means there may be secondaries in the liver. Okay.
Okay.
Now hemogram. Why do you want to do hemogram in this case?
To see whether patient is anemic.
Yes.
Or
Good.
not.
And also you want to know the bleeding time, clotting time, all those things, so that there should not be much bleeding here, isn't it, when you operate? Hmm? Yeah, prothrombin time, all these things you can do with this. Then an hemogram mainly for anemia. Hmm? Okay. Now,
Okay, sir.
what is the other? So these are the advanced investigation. Apart from the routine, before telling these investigations, you are not supposed to tell these investigations. Okay.
Okay.
Always you should tell, sir, I will do upper J endoscopy, sir. Then I will do ultrasound, sir, chest X-ray, CET, liver function test, hemogram, I will do. Then the examiner may ask you what are the other investigations. Then you are supposed to talk about what is this?
Endoscopic ultrasound,
What is it?
tumor thickness, lymph nodes,
So you,
role of PET-CT,
ah,
distal metastasis,
yeah.
role of laparoscopy, peritoneal metastasis, or invasion.
So in spite of all these tests, before opening the abdomen, you are supposed to do laparoscopy. So that suppose there are multiple peritoneal metastases, you are not supposed to open this case. Because it is, as the staging indicates, what is the stage?
Stage 4,
Stage 4,
M1.
M1. Of course, not local peritoneum, distant peritoneum. Okay.
Okay.
Then invasion to the pancreas you can see by
Yes.
laparoscopy.
Laparoscopy.
If it is invaded to pancreas, then you are not supposed to do resection.
Yes, sir.
You will do only palliative surgery. PET-CT also, so suppose you have diagnosed it as early stage, but suppose PET-CT shows you some distant metastasis, then it is stage 4. Okay,
Yes.
that's why
Yes, sir.
PET-CT, is it there in Visakhapatnam, PET-CT?
Don't know, sir.
You don't know, you are supposed to know, because you are supposed to refer the patient, isn't it? So 6-3 has given the answer. Yes, it is available in Visakhapatnam, particularly in cancer hospitals. It is available, PET-CT, and even KGH may acquire one shortly. So endoscopic ultrasound, what is this? So this is extension of endoscopy.
Yes,
So
sir.
at the tip of endoscope, there is ultrasound probe, which will mainly detect the tumor thickness. So T staging, as you are telling, this T staging will be nicely known. How many layers this endoscopic ultrasound will show? Stomach,
All the layers, sir.
all the layers. Means how many layers are there
5.
in the stomach?
5.
Stomach is 5 layers.
4 layers.
మరి 4 అంటే 5 ఎలా చెప్తున్నావు?
4 layers.
Only 4 it will show.
Yes, sir.
But 6-3 says 5. What is the 5th one? 6-3. You are correct. It is 5 layers. But actually, anatomically, only 4 layers. So the 5th layer is the mucosa is shown as 2 layers. That's why it becomes 5. Now, is endoscopic ultrasound available in Visakhapatnam?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Where? Because this is there కాబట్టి ఇది కూడా ఉంటుందేనా? You are correct, of course. This is available in KGH and some of the corporate hospitals. Yes, correct. So this is the role of investigations in this case. So with this, with these investigations, you will come to a conclusion whether to operate or not to operate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, Soundarya. Now we'll go to Venkatesh, who will now describe us whether I can operate this case or not. Yeah, Venkatesh.
Signs of inoperability on laparoscopy.
Yeah. So just now I was telling you that before you open the abdomen, you are supposed to do laparoscopy. Okay. Yeah. Come.
Signs of inoperability on laparoscopy, peritoneal deposit, posterior fixation, fixed celiac node, node, liver metastasis, preoperative
No, wait.
preparation, correction
Before
of
going to
anemia.
wait. So before that, so laparoscopy peritoneal deposits. Where do you see peritoneal deposits?
Near umbilicus,
Yes.
as distal nodules near
Distant.
umbilicus.
Yeah. So you will see small nodules. So then you have to abandon the procedure because you cannot do anything in this case. Right. Posterior fixation to what organ?
Pancreas,
Good. Now fixed celiac is self-explanatory. So celiac lymph nodes, if they are there, means you cannot operate this case. At least you cannot do resection. You can do only palliative GJ, something like that. Para-aortic also same. This is liver mets. Liver mets. Where do you see liver mets? How can you see on laparoscopy liver mets? Where do you see? So on the surface liver metastasis cannot be picked. Yeah, surface liver metastasis cannot be picked up by even CT scan. So for them, you can do laparoscopy. They are easily visible liver mets.
okay.
Can you see inside the liver by laparoscopy? Yes or no?
Don't know, sir.
You don't know.
No, sir.
Anybody
No,
else?
sir.
No, you cannot see inside the with laparoscopy. Suppose I give you some extension to it. Can you see? You have required, you ask for some extension. Sir, if you give me that, I will do with laparoscopy also. What is that?
Retrograde pancreas.
Yeah, you type it because your voice seems to be not audible properly. Type it. What is his number? I'm not getting any answer from him. Okay, anybody else? The question is, can you see inside the liver with laparoscopy if I give some other equipment to you? Yes or no? Contrast with laparoscopy. How can I give contrast to laparoscopy? No, correct. Yeah, you are partly correct. 817081. So you said ultrasound guided, but it is laparoscopic ultrasound, just like endoscopic ultrasound. There is laparoscopic ultrasound. So further extension of laparoscopy is laparoscopic ultrasound, with which you can pick up small nodules of the liver, even pancreas, any small tumors of the pancreas, you can pick up with the laparoscopic ultrasound. Okay. Now, so Venkatesh, what is the next one? How do you prepare this patient?
Preoperative preparation, correction of anemia, correction of nutritional status, correction of fluid and electrolyte disturbance, assessment of cardiac, respiratory and renal status, arrange adequate blood, preoperative stomach wash.
So How do you correct anemia?
By checking the HB level
Huh.
by giving iron supplementation.
Iron supplementation, when will the patient get anemia? It is corrected anemia. 1 month it will take.
Or blood transfusion.
Blood transfusions. Which blood you will give? Directly blood or
Packed cell volume.
packed cell bloods you will give. Okay. Nutritional status also similarly you have to give by giving some albumin or something like that. You can directly give. Fluid electrolytes, of course, because the patient has lost fluids, not only fluids. So what will be the disturbance? Of course, not so in carcinoma stomach, but in duodenal stenosis. What electrolyte disturbance the patient will have? Hmm? Yes. So,
Sodium.
yes.
Hypochloremic.
Huh?
Hypochloremic.
Hypochloremic.
Alkalosis.
Yes. Hypochloremic. Something else should be
Hypochloremic.
hypokalemic
Hypochloremic.
alkalosis, isn't it?
Metabolic alkalosis.
Metabolic alkalosis. So you have to give more of potassium, more of course, once you give sodium, that is saline, the potassium naturally goes into cell. So that's how you can prevent potassium. But of course, sometimes you may have to give even potassium also. Normal saline, if you give both sodium and chlorine gets corrected, but there is another element that will produce even tetany. What is that? What is that? Calcium, good. Calcium and magnesium. So you have to give calcium IV. Slowly you have to give. Huh? So then, of course, correction of cardiac, respiratory, renal status also you have to make. Arrange blood because the surgery is having some blood loss. And why this pre-op stomach wash? Why this pre-op stomach wash? So all the undigested food is there in the stomach, leading to a lot of chances of infection. Not only that, stomach is dilated. Yeah. So this is one cause. 2.6 you are telling is anesthesia causes regurgitation. Yeah. Regurgitation and thereby aspiration. So that is the one. That's why we will put, of course, stomach tube also. That is Ryle's tube also we will put. But before that, the stomach needs to be prepared because it is atonic. It has dilated so much that it has become atonic. Yeah. So you have to bring it back to normal tonicity. For that, you need to aspirate and then wash it with saline so that it will get rid of the undigested food material also, and also the stomach will regain its tonicity. Okay. So this is the signs of inoperability are very, very important. You have to remember this, by heart this. Similarly, pre-op preparation also, you have to be thorough. Okay. Right. Thank you. Now we will go to Kalyan, who will talk about the types of surgery. Yes, Kalyan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Treatment for operable cancer of stomach, D2 gastrectomy followed by adjuvant therapy.
Yes.
What are the structures removed in D2 gastrectomy are stomach with the growth, greater and lesser omentum, lymphadenopathy up to D2 station, 75%. Lymphadenectomy up to D2 station, 75% of the stomach, including most of the lesser curvature, 1 centimeter of the first part of duodenum, 5 centimeters of the normal stomach proximal to the tumor.
So, you mean to say that this is stomach. This is duodenum. So growth is here. Okay. So
Okay,
5
sir.
centimeters from here, and most of the lesser curvature. So I have to cut here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then distally, how much you said?
1
Distally.
centimeter of the first part of duodenum.
So first part of duodenum up to this. So this is duodenum. So first part of duodenum I have to cut. So along with this, there is lateromentum, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Lateromentum whole thing you have to remove from the colon.
Transverse column.
It is attached to stomach also. So along the stomach, leaving behind the lateromentum, leaving behind the colon, transverse colon, and lesser omentum, and all the lymph nodes, perigastric. All these lymph nodes here, but all they are there. And then lymph nodes along named vessels. So all this whole specimen you have to remove, thereby keeping only so you have to remove all this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you have seen that I have kept lesser curvature, very minimum. Only small part of lesser curvature I have kept. Whereas greater curvature is used. So like that I have cut. This is the proximal end of duodenum. Okay. Now what do I do with this end, cut end of duodenum? You know?
Anastomos.
No, it should not be anastomos. This is mala daniki anastomos chepta. So it should be closed. That is the duodenal stump. Should
Okay,
be
sir.
closed. It should not be touched. What you have to do is you have to bring the
Jejunum.
jejunum, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And anastomos to the stomach.
Stomach.
Yeah. Anastomos to the stomach, like this. So here also the proximal part to the lesser curvature, distal part to the greater curvature. That is very important for the flow of food. Then, of course, you will not anastomose here. You will close this part. Only this part you will do anastomosis, because otherwise there will be dumping. So only here I will do anastomosis with the stomach. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the gastrojejunostomy.
Stomach.
So the food will go like this into the stomach, and like this into the distal part of the jejunum, whereas the bile and all will go like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the gastrectomy. What is the name of this gastrectomy? You said
Radical subtotal gastric.
radical subtotal. Very good. Radical subtotal gastrectomy.
Gastrectomy.
And it is D2 also, because you are removing lymph nodes up to D2 station. So what is this D2? We have given here. So once again you read N2. What is N2?
Along the named vessels.
Along the named vessels. That means N1, N2 you have to remove. N1, of course, right cardiac, left cardiac, you can forget about in upper, okay, you can remove also. So from number 1 to number 11, all the lymph nodes along the right cardiac, left curvature, greater curvature, suprapyloric, infrapyloric, left gastric, common hepatic, celiac, splenic.
Splenic artery.
So all these things, if you remove, that means N1 and N2 in 11 stations. These are called as stations.
Okay, sir.
So 11 stations, if you can remove the lymph nodes, then it is called as D.
D2 resection.
So you have to remove in D2 and 2 level nodes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So 75% of stomach is removed.
Yes, sir.
Next. No, before that. So how many lymph nodes you have to remove? Have you read this point? I have not given this purposefully so that I wanted to test you. How many lymph nodes you have to remove?
12 to 16.
12 to 16, very good. But give me one number. You are correct. Yeah,
15.
15, good. Even 4-1 has also answered. It is good. So 15 lymph nodes you are supposed to remove total. So if the pathologist says that you have removed 15 lymph nodes, means your surgery is correct. If he says 10 lymph nodes only, you have done incomplete surgery. It is going to refer, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, let us go to palliative procedure. This is radical procedure where you can operate this case you have done. Whereas
Yes.
what is this palliation when operation is contraindicated? What are they? Yeah.
Contraindications of palliative surgery, sir.
No. These are indications for, these are the procedures of palliative.
Yes, sir. Palliative procedure for carcinoma of stomach.
Yeah.
Palliative gastrectomy. Palliative gastrojejunectomy.
Yes.
Feeding jejunostomy. Palliative intubation.
Yeah. So here, palliative gastrectomy means what we have done just now. Same thing you will do, but you will not be bothered to remove the lymph nodes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you have not done for D2, you have not removed N2 or N1 lymph nodes, then it becomes palliative gastrectomy.
Palliative gastrectomy.
Whereas what is this palliative gastrojejunectomy?
It involves gastrojejunectomy, but no lymph node dissection.
Not only that, are you removing the are you doing gastrectomy in gastrojejunectomy?
Yes, sir.
No.
Part of.
Then you will talk about, then you call it as gastrectomy, not gastrojejunectomy. So the indication for palliative gastrojejunectomy is where you cannot remove the stomach without injuring other structures. Let us say pancreas, the stomach is fixed to pancreas. You cannot do gastrectomy. Even palliative gastrectomy you cannot. Then what you have to do is only gastrojejunectomy. So it will be like this. So here, yes, it's there here. So the growth is here fixed to pancreas like this. So you cannot do gastrectomy.
Okay, sir.
So what you have to do is, you have to do gastrojejunectomy like this. But it should not be nearer to the growth. If it is nearer to the growth, then that stoma will also get infiltrated. So it should be above and far away from the growth. But if you do here like this, it is useless. Because it is high gastrojejunectomy, it will not drain. The food will not go into it. So, those cases, suppose you have to do only high gastrojejunectomy, or if the growth is here, let us say, growth is here, the patient cannot take food, then what you have to do is from the jejunum, you can introduce the tube. So this is jejunum and this is skin. So you will introduce a tube into the jejunum and then feed through this into the jejunum. That is called as feeding.
Feeding jejunostome.
Yeah. Jejunastomy is a short nose question for you. All of you should be ready to what are the types of jejunastomy. Okay, do you know?
Don't know, sir.
Don't know. Anybody? Jejunastomy types? Nobody knows types of jejunastomy. Okay. Then intubation, palliative intubation instead of jejunastomy. Yeah, somebody has answered yes. No. That is not what I asked. Okay. Now, intubation is just like carcinoma esophagus or even for this also, you can put a tube inside like this. So suppose growth is here. Suppose growth is here, you can pass the tube here and then the patient can take food. Or suppose growth is here, you can put a celestine tube like this and then intubate and then give feeding. So that is called as intubation. Okay. So,
Yes,
but
sir.
intubation is not popular for, 2-6, yes, Witzels. Jejunastomy is one. There is another variety also. Yeah. So next is chemotherapy.
Chemotherapy.
What is this chemotherapy? Yeah.
Chemotherapy is by 5-fluorouracil and leucovorin.
Yes.
Newer regimens are cisplatin or taxane based. In the
Isn't it?
follow-up,
Yes.
follow-up clinical examination every 3 months for 2 years. In CT scan or chest X-ray for every 6 months. Endoscopy every year.
So you have to follow up this case and then give this 5-FU leucovorin or even there is so many regimes are there. So cisplatin based regimes are there. You can give them, right?
Yes.
So overall, what is the prognosis of carcinoma stomach? Good, bad, or worst?
Early cancers are good prognosis.
Early means what is the stage?
T1, T2.
T2, no T2, only T1.
Okay, sir. Only T1.
T1 and N1. It is okay.
Okay, sir.
Others, it is either bad or not good. Okay.
Okay.
Unlike CA esophagus, which is worst. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Kalyan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All of the today's students, I'm happy you have got involved and then you have prepared well. I'm very happy that active participation should be there. Then only we can have useful discussions. So what I am planning is, because 29th is far away and a lot of subject is covered in these days after first exam. First exam became. So what I am proposing is next Tuesday we'll have exam for the portion before 15th. Next 29th we'll have exam for the portion after that. Okay. So our senior resident will give you the details. So next 25th we will not have a clinical discussion. We'll have 2 hours exam session wherein you will get even essay question. So that since the time is approaching fast, you better prepare for these So you will have 2 exams, one on 25th, another on 29th. 29th will be usual exam, whereas 25th will be a 2 hours exam. And of the 2 hours, half an hour will be for MCQs, 1.5 hours for short notes and brief notes answers, right? So all of you prepare well and then score good marks. And if you have any doubts in today's session, or if you have any suggestions also, you are welcome. Next, I think after 2 weeks, we'll have last session of lump abdomen. I will find out whether I can prepare another case capsule. If not, we'll go to some other long case. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can express. Otherwise, we'll close this session exactly 12 o'clock. So all of you, rest of the students also participated in today's class. That is also a good sign. So active interaction is must. This class is for you, not for me. So all of you come prepared and then discuss. It will be good for you. So you can be better performance will be there in the exam. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. We'll stop here.